Superior Cuisines Food Career. So during the course of this demonstration, you're more than welcome to ask any questions about the dish. But after the demonstration is finished, we'll come to a Q&A session with myself and Ronaldo. You can ask questions about the diplomas you offer, certificates you offer, intakes, all the fun stuff. And of course, there will be tastings. We are after all. So I'm going to hand you over to Chef Apple now, and we will start the demonstration. Enjoy, guys.
Well done. Thank you, Mathilde. Good evening, afternoon, evening. Oh, we've got some young ones. You want to be a chef? You want to be a chef?
Yes, aspiring.
Aspiring chef. Good. Maybe I can make it happen for you. Well, look, my name's Chef Anthony. Student here, Marie, is going to help us. She's just started last week on her final term. It's a period, so you're more than welcome to ask questions as well. Nice. Okay. I've been here 11 years. I'm deputy head of cuisine, so I know my way around the building. I've come from restaurants. I've done more time in restaurants. So I'm just going to carry on. We've got a bit of cooking to do. We've chosen a menu recipe that's not too difficult. It just highlights a few of the techniques that we show here at the school. So it sort of replicates a bit of basic level cuisine that we get the students off and running with. So small things, chopping, blanching, refreshing. So the whole basic level is the start of the techniques process. So we get all sorts of variety of students who some have some skills, some have no skills, some have a lot of skills, a bit like driving, they pick up bad habits. So by the time they come to us, we get them on the right path, so to speak. So it varies right across the board, to be honest. And on their journey, it's a bit like this. We demonstrate, they'll take notes, and then from this environment here, then they'll all be in their little groups of 16 maximum, where they then will take their notes into their classrooms of 16s and replicate the dish that we've just explained to them. All right, and then what happens then is if they've written some good notes, and then it will be evident then when they come to cook the dish. And then what they do then is they'll present it to the chef in the rooms, who will then mark them and give them feedback, constructive feedback. So it's all about how much they listen, I guess, and see. Right. So we're going to start with a piece of salmon. So here, a nice piece of salmon. You've actually got a little method in there, so this is a little bit unusual as to what would happen, but feel free to cook along and have a look. Okay, so first thing here is we're going to remove the skin. Okay, so take the knife underneath the skin, start that little process there. Take them all the way through different animals, different fish, vegetables. And when we do a lot of different courses, it's not only a plant-based course as well, so it's just purely on the plant side of things as well. The management courses, so once they go through the program, they want to go on and open up maybe their own business, we can certainly get onto that path as well. So it's very, very varied completely. So here, I'm just going to remove what we call the brown skin, which is, it's okay to eat, but it just doesn't look nice. That's what it is. So here. So we should have a taste at the end here. First time we have a taste. And we've done quite a few. So we can almost have a little bit extra. So if you've not had your dinner yet, it's good. You can have it now. Okay, so we just got a regular what we call a centre cut piece of salmon. It's all been deboned for us and what we call pin bones as well. So this one here, we're just going to make it, cut it across the fish to give us 2 steaks. And each one of these steaks then gives us a nice finish cut. It won't take that long to cook. So I'll leave them there. Just going to give them a little bit of a seasoning now. And this is quite important. Salt reacts in many ways. Not only for flavouring, but in this case, my seasoning now start to firm the fish, almost like curing. Okay, so some places they'll just use a regular salt here. And at this point, this is where you then take the different avenues. This could be seaweed salt. This could be an orange salt, a lemon salt. It could be any type of flavouring. So anytime you get a chance to add a flavouring to the dish, you can use that opportunity. This would be a good one right now. A different flavoured salt, which would be very nice. It could be smoked salts. Maybe we're going down the sort of smoky flavour. So we'll just leave that to cure for a little bit longer. And then, once that's happening, we're going to get over onto some of the garnish. So here on the recipe then we've just got some lentils. So these are, there's many types of lentils. These are what we call hui lentils. Okay, so or green lentil, which are a bit more robust. So they tend to, rather some lentils will overcook really quick. These ones will hold their shape with a good bit of cooking. Okay, so that's going to go on there. And we'll just sort of raise them a little bit. That'll take a good 10-15 minutes, sometimes up to 20 minutes. And then that all depends on the temperature. This pan here, I've got just a pan of regular water with some salt. This is one of the first techniques we can show the students from day one, and that's what we call blanching and refreshing. So when you go out to eat in restaurants or hotels, etc., this is all part of the mise en place, what we call mise en place. So it's all about being able to get that food to the customer as quick as we can, but in a good cooking technique. So these are things that speed up the process. And if some of you are doing dinner parties, this is where you've got to learn how to do things maybe 2 or 3 days ahead, so you don't spend too much time in the kitchen stressed out on the day of a dinner party. And once you start to learn this, cooking's easy. Really easy. So we've got some asparagus here, so we're banging into the season now of British asparagus. Okay, so just take the end off there, which tends to be a bit woody. Okay, could be used for stocks and sauces, things like this. We're going to use the tips as part of the garnish. Okay, so in this case, we're just going to cut these in half. Okay, and then they'll get plunged into some hot salted water, where what we call blanching motion, but more importantly, the temperature of the water, because it's being boiled, is at 100 degrees, and this helps set the chlorophyll inside the vegetables. So nice and bright green. See, that's what that's for. So they'll take, depending on how texture you like. I like my asparagus a little bit of a bite. Yeah, so they'll take, because I cut them in half, and to get anything from about 20 to 30 seconds. That's all they'll take. So I plunge them into the ice water. This now stops the cooking process. They go in the fridge, and then when you're ready to serve, you just warm them back up again for another 10 seconds. And it goes on the dish. That's what makes the whole getting prepared and ready and actually delivering a lot easier to do. So put that there. So then we're left with all these, the ends of the spears. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to chop them. These are going to form a part of the sauce. So chefs, it's all about how we can be inventive on using the trimmings, etc., in order to create something. So all we've got here is a very basic sauce. We've got some shallots, gives a depth of sweetness. We've got a washed mushroom, it gives a bit of earthiness as well. So we'll chop these shallots nice and fine. And then when you look at the recipe, we've got a bit of butter there, because it is French cooking, so the amount of butter is incredible. If you were going for maybe a lighter version, maybe a little bit of an olive oil finish wouldn't be a problem either. So into a pan, we've got some butter. We're going to add our diced shallot. Then we get that on to cook or to sweat. Or sweat. That means to cook without the colour. Okay. A mushroom here. Slice that. On the top as well. Get the fragrance going there. So once this is sweated down, and the whole purpose here is now to release the moisture in the shallots and the mushrooms, and then as that evaporates, it concentrates. That's all it does. So we're releasing the water, cooking the water, so it really intensifies. That's all that process is. Then when you talk about taste, and we talk about different tastes, it's like salty, sweet, umami. Oh, you're good. Spicy is a sensitive. Being on the spot, I don't like. Bitter and sour. Very good. Is that cooking you? We will talk about savoury, and we talk about foods that are high in umami naturally. So mushrooms are high in good depth of flavour in sauces as well. The sweating of the shallots, they will release their natural sugars. Okay, so that's where the sweetness comes from. And these are all the sort of things we talk to the students about. have some great flavours. So once they're sweated down, we're then just going to add some water. Okay, and then this could be stock. I mean, we are cooking with fish, so maybe that's fish stock going in there. But also sometimes something could be too fishy when you get to eat it. So water's always a good substitute, I think, because we've just basically now got a flavoured shallot and mushroom water. Sometimes it's free, it's at the tap. There's only one. And then once that comes up, we're then going to add the asparagus trimmings. And we'll give that a good cooking until these become soft. So 2-3 minutes. Okay, and then what happens then is once that's cooked, I've already got one done for you here. We then blend it. We'll put it in a machine. We'll just blend it. So that's it. Correct the seasoning. And that is a basic sauce process. So nothing too taxing there, I don't think. If we added more stock, or maybe then we added some cream, maybe we then turn it into a soup. Yeah, maybe it becomes a soup. Oops. So once that cooks, blend it, but that's where all wiped up. Blending is not great on the screen, so I've already done it for us here. Any questions? Yes?
White wine.
White wine. You could do yes. So then that would go in after you sweated the shallots and the mushrooms. You could add a little bit of white wine. Yeah. But I mean, the use of wine in cooking in general is to give that little bit of acidity. So if you didn't like wine, you could then create that acidity from other things like citrus fruits, for sure. Here's one on. Make that up to it. I'm going to go on to citrus fruit. So here we got grapefruit. Do you like grapefruit? Yeah? Sometimes it can be a bit sour for some people. Do you like grapefruit? You do? Well, you'll be a chef soon. So here we're just going to go around the peel. Remove the pith. And then we're left with these little segments between the membranes. What we do now is we see those membranes, the lines. Okay, so just one side of the membrane, and then go the other side on the other side, and then it creates that little segment. The downside of this is once you do this for your children at home, they expect breakfast every day this way. Be careful. So this could be lemon, could be lime. This is where we're going to create that acidity into the dish. just get our glass ready. Segments. A few asparagus. We've got some parsley cress. Show. We prepared some earlier. Thank you. Okay, so these are going to be for you to taste. So we'll go in here. We've got the lentils already cooked. We've got some salmon on there. I'm just going to season. These ones, we're going to bake these ready for you. These will take about 6 minutes. Like I said, we've got the sauce already done. That. So, we talk about taste and how we create dishes. I mean, I was always told, you know, if you're out of the 5 tastes, if you get 3 of the tastes in a dish, you get a thumbs up from the boss. If you get 4 of the tastes in a dish, you get a pat on the back. And if you get all 5 of the dish, you get a pay rise. So it's about getting the balance right. And this is the difficult side of cooking, I think. Is getting that balance of bitterness, sweetness, sourness, umami, and all of that sort of thing. So I think if you was to put your favourite dish through a sensory evaluation of, you'd soon find out where your palate is. For some of us like sweet food, you like sweet food. Yeah? Who likes the savoury side? Then it's whether you like the umami or whether you like the sour side, or this is how, you know, our palate changes over time as we get older, and we start to like more things, for sure. So, you know, someone like, do you like blue cheese? I'm picking on you already. Do you like blue cheese? You do? Sign him up. Do you like dark chocolate, young man? Or do you like milk chocolate? You've got a few more years yet until you become a chef. The older you get, you tend to like the darker chocolate, sort of 50-60% chocolate. We'll get there one day. So I'm going to pan fry the salmon, and then you should be that far away from plating. So a little bit of oil. And if there's one thing you can take from tonight, please, is this. You control the heat. Yep. The moment the heat controls you, game over. We're going to stress mode. Fire, smoke. Yeah. And then people fall out of love with cooking because they think it's too stressful. But ultimately, what you should be doing is just turning the gas down, being in charge of the heat. Don't forget this, young man, okay? Set the fire alarms off at home. a minute to the side. Okay, so under the camera here, there's my camera woman. Okay, so we've got this browning of the proteins on here. This is quite an important part of cooking. It's called the Maillard reaction. Yeah, the Maillard reaction. So the easiest way to describe the Maillard reaction would be which would have a better flavour. Would it be a boiled carrot or a roast carrot? I'll shout what I want, I can't hear myself. We'll go to you because you seem to be receptive to me. Roast carrot. So by roasting the carrot, it's gone through a heat process, the Maillard reaction, creates some natural flavours. Yeah, natural sweetness. We'll have one more go. Boiled chicken or a roast chicken? Roast chicken. Exactly the same. Through a heat process, Maillard reaction. This is how we create that flavour. One more minute. And then just to finish off, just going to add a little bit of the juice. To give out lovely glaze. Top. Lentils. So. Ready to go to work? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to warm up the asparagus. I'll finish mine off in a moment. A little bit of sauce. There. piece of salmon. Grapefruit segments. We've got our lovely little parsley press. So, we don't need takeaways. Wasn't that difficult to make, was it? Or long? Was it with the know-how for sure? So that's our little pan-fried salmon with pink grapefruit, puy lentils, and asparagus sauce. Right there. Leave that there if you want to take a picture and then you turn over to friends at school. That's what you did in the Easter holidays. Right. We're just going to finish these off, okay, and then we'll come around and have a little taste of what I've just created. Is that sunlight in your eyes? Okay, is it? Any questions? Yes. Pardon? Was the juice from the grapefruit? Yeah. So it could be, I mean, you know, classic lemon, acidity lemon. Whenever you finish sort of fish cooking, a bit of lemon is always sort of something acidic. Got it? Yeah. So that's it, really. Yes. Do we need? No, these are just in the demonstration rooms. The kitchens downstairs, they have their own ovens, individual ovens. So they're just exactly the same. As in, they're not Rational brand, but they are just they got a fancy system. But you get your own oven. Yeah. Have you had a tour, or I mean, sorry.
So that is what I was going to say as well. So at the end of this, you might have a choice to do a tour. Or obviously, there's other things you might have before. But what we can do for as well is, if you have questions about, of course, the intakes, the visa requirements, anything really about the kind of school as a whole, to be honest, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them.
What's the shortest course we have?
So we have 4 main short courses. So they run anywhere from 1 to 4 days. The longer ones are 2 weeks long-ish, but they run throughout the year, and they're constantly changing. So our website as a whole, the short courses, and they're really amazing. Some of them, the majority of them are for recreational reasons, which is quite fun. And then the longer ones, the big decorating course, that's quite high level. Any other questions? Yes. So all of our schedules run from Monday to Saturday. The only difference with our diploma and our certificates is the time of the hours per week. So for Diplôme de Cuisine, it's roughly 18 to 20 percent. So we have 4 blocks in a day, essentially. So the first block starts at 8 in the morning, the block at 11:30, then there's one at 3, and then there's one at 6:30. We won't have all of them. But you very likely will have in a 3 to 6 hour class. We do give your schedule on orientation day, should I say, and it will account for the entire term. So if we take the diploma de cuisine, for instance, it's made up of the basic, intermediate, and superior exam. So each of those terms are 3 months. If you do it the normal standard way, but we do actually offer an intensive version of that as well, which is 6 months, which actually can average you. So it's quite nice for you to finish the course quicker if that's what you need to do. But the only difference between the intensive and standard is literally 4 hours. So the intensive is more like 35 hours a month. Any other questions? Yes.
What do you say like average age?
So average age is anywhere from 20 to 25, maybe 30, but we do have a lot of students who are a lot younger. So a lot of 18-year-olds, a lot of 20-year-olds, and on the other side as well, we have a lot of older students. There isn't really one type of students, to be honest, and obviously they change and change. But it's an amazing school to come to for networking, friends, and learn how to cook. Any other questions? Yes. No. So good question. The internship pathway is only for our 9-month programs. So once you sign up for a full 9 months, you have to choose the internship when you apply. So basically you apply for a 12-month program. So 9 months, then followed by a 3-month program. Any other questions? So we're going to be handing out some tasters now. Hope you will enjoy. Yeah.
How long have I got to wait for you to teach you? How long? You're not sure? Okay.
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 So the minimum age is 18. So see you in university.
What's that? 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, good.
When did you start?
When?
Yeah.
15. In the 1970s, it was called slave labour. Yeah, I'm sure you know. You're allowed to, 15. My mum was a cook, so I got in the kitchen with my mum, so she never paid me. But yeah, 15. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. Nothing else. It's good life. Good life. Travel the world. Get to meet. I mean, how many nationalities have we got at school?
And we are quite an international school. So for the majority of our intakes, they are higher percentage of internationals than the UK. But it just means that when you're a student here, you're going to meet people from all over the world. And that networking in that aspect as well is really nice.
Eat up, because I've got some more in the oven. Do you want one? Help yourself. Do you have one? Okay.
Hello.
What would you say last year? It's like
Do you know what the difference is?
I mean, kind of like if you go to a restaurant,
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I think it mostly comes from the chefs that work in our restaurant. I think that knowing that a new employee has been to the Cordon Bleu is always a very nice thing to hear from them, just because they know the difficulty of being a student sometimes. I mean, it's an amazing place to come, but obviously you to work for, and it's a very consumer school. So in terms of that, it's going to help. But in terms of the kind of relationship between non and student, I'm not, I mean, I guess it would depend on the students as well. But I think that you start from the bottom in kitchen, no experience at all, it's quite difficult because at the same time when you're learning something on the job, I don't want to explain everything to you. Whereas if you go to culinary school, you already know the majority, especially the basics. Really good superior level. So terms of confidence, it's all out.
Not like the actual team, but like you say it's maybe French,
That is a question.
What's the question?
like how traditional is the French cooking?
Oh, Saved by the Bell.
We are exactly a French culinary school, it's actually the basics, so all that
Yeah.
French.
I mean, let me give you a sort of a very brief outline of how the course. So it's split up into three: basic, intermediate, and superior. So the basic is about the techniques, all the fundamental basis of all the cooking. There's different stock sources. Then when we move on to intermediate, we take you. So there's 30 lessons in a term. So of those 30 lessons in intermediate, 12 of them take you on a tour of the different regions of France, where we create classic dishes from those regions using different ingredients from those regions and wines, obviously. And then halfway through that intermediate, then we go Europe. So then we go Northern Europe, Southern Europe, Eastern Europe. We just pepper the whole of the rest of Europe, doing pretty much the same. We take dishes from those countries, techniques and ingredients, and we replicate them there. Then when we get to superior level, we then go up a notch in terms of butchery skills and fishmongery skills, but then it's a lot of self-learning. So we then ask you to recreate some dishes, quite a lot of dishes, that you will need to go away and research. We give you a list of ingredients and you have to come up with a dish. And that's the toughest one. This is what Maurice is on about right now. She's having to do a lot of homework. And within that last term as well, the school has a restaurant on Fleet Street. Part of the program is we then take over the restaurant on a Saturday, and they will do a full service to friends and family, whoever wants to go and eat their food. If you know what I mean. Yes, you know. So the first all about technique. Second, very various regions of France and Europe, and in the last term it's about you creating. I think everything comes from that era for sure. I mean, even when I was learning how to cook, it was all about what Escoffier gave to the industry for sure, because that seems to be the benchmark right there. Prior to that, there's many books, but from Escoffier years onwards, it seems to be the full point. Because he created quite a lot of systems that we are still working on today, for sure. Yeah. So you put the brigade system in place, and all that sort of things. But yeah, how much is some good food? Parents. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of tech classes where we use the other rooms with PowerPoints. We talk about how to create food for sure, using colours, textures, and then wine pairings. No, we don't do wine. I mean, it's very subjective anyway. Wine and food. It is a French school, but there are other countries out there that produce equally good wines. Yeah, so it then becomes very personal, I think, wine and food, yeah. It's not only are we talking about opposites working together, but equally alcohol or wines and food that really, really go together, but even opposites will work as well. So we do have a wine program here, but we don't essentially do pairings of food. But there's a wine program.
There's a primary wine as well,
Which is just drinking wine.
Yeah, there's 6 months with an internship.
I don't know how many wines I drink.
But actually, the primary wine gastronomy management is taught by Matthew Longer, who is a master sommelier, and there are already about 250 in the world. So, quite impressive. And I believe in the cuisine diploma as well, with basic term, we have one class or one, but it's not really to do with pairing the one and the food, it's just kind of getting to other ones. The same with cheese as well, there is a cheese lecture. I believe it's an intermediate term.
No, it's all three. All
It's all
three,
three.
all three, yeah.
So yeah, so in each term you have a cheese lecture as well, which is obviously delicious. So any other questions, guys? Yes. So there is. What we need to do is we need you to send us your CV, portfolio, and you also have to fill out a specific form, which is basically a recognition of prior learning. So that will then get sent to the academic team, and they can then determine whether you can start at the intermediate level. We never let students start at superior, so that at the earliest you can start before after basic is the intermediate. But it is case by case, so you need to send us everything, and then we can kind of assess whether you have enough experience. I think that especially students that potentially have worked in restaurants don't necessarily do French food. We don't want you to miss out on any learning would basic. Yes. Hello. Well, good question. So, if you go into the academic calendar, in our brochure here, you can have a view of all of our prices that we offer here, and there is a full breakdown. So, there's some homework. Any other questions?
3 bags of chocolate sweets, that's all it is.
One question about the internship pathway.
Yes.
It's like 3 months.
Yes.
Payment-wise,
So this is something that you need to go through. So basically, my colleagues that run the internship pathway, they have a very, very, very long list of restaurants that we've offered. They range from Michelin-star restaurants, 5-star hotels, restaurants potentially have a rosette. They will then sit down with the student that's chosen to do the internship pathway, and they will show them the list. And on the list, obviously, they have the names of the restaurants, but they've also mentioned the ones that pay, ones that do not. So that's kind of what the student does want an internship that's paid, and obviously they go for a restaurant that does. The salary is usually a minimum wage salary, as it is an internship. But obviously, yes, the majority of restaurants do pay. Some of them don't. So that's something you need to prioritize the first one. So, the one on the first page, so the one on the first page is the Diplôme de Cuisine, either 9 months or 6 months intensive. On that page is the basic, so it's the first.
Yes.
So within the Diplôme de Cuisine, there's basic, intermediate, superior levels. Yeah, so that's the full basic, intermediate, superior. And then that's just the first one. So that one would be a certificate. That's the first one. So all of our diploma programs are undergraduate, but you graduate with a diploma in cuisine. However, if you just do the certificate, which is the basic and the intermediate, then that's a difference. So the difference is if you do the diploma, you complete the full 9 months or 6 months. So if you just do the basic, you're leaving here with the basic understanding. Yes, it is. You go through a lot of stuff in the basic. You will learn a lot. But it is still aimed to be kind of foundational, getting to know all the basics, so that you can kind of proceed to the intermediate and refine the skills, and then do even more so in the superior. So if you do the full diploma, of course, it is a better outcome than if you just do the basic.
I mean, I've been here a long time, and I've seen students who have done basic, gone away for a year to do some work in various restaurants and hotels around the world, saved up more money, and then they come back and done the intermediate, and then they disappear for another year to do exactly the same, and then they come back. So all in all, you sort of go, I'll see you about 4 years ago. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then when you get to know them, that's what they do. Some people do 3 months, go away, do work experience, come back, keep coming back. I think that's open for.
No, it is. Yeah, it has to. You can literally do that. It's all the alcohol way, so you can choose to basically apply for the certificates individually instead of all together. And you just can't leave any more than 2 years. So you do basic within the next 2 years. You just come back to intermediate, same thing, superior. But even if you break them up in periods of time, once you complete superior, you have to apply them. Even if you do it in 4 or 5 different pieces. Yes. Exactly. Yes. No. Absolutely. So a lot of students do that. So you do your basic in London, intermediate in Madrid, and superior in Paris. So if you take the Diplôme de Cuisine, this course is pretty much ordinary the Cordon Bleu London. So that kind of gives you the free range to do the certificates in different countries. The only difference really in Madrid or Paris is the language. So they do teach the classes in French and Spanish. They are consecutive translated into English. Any other questions?
Pushing.
Are the ones that graduate from your school maybe overtime?
Yeah, no, I mean, we always sort of say, listen, you leave the school with a lot of understanding. I mean, the ingredients we use at school is, you see that much it costs, but it's all respective to that. Then when the students go on into the industry, if they want to go on into the industry, because not everybody wants to go into the industry, some people want to do journalism or whatever they want to do, food, tech. But those who do go on, they'll start at a commie level, what we call a commie chef level, but you get recognised fairly early on because of the way you're being taught and the organisation, the understanding, the knowledge you've got, and they tend to go sort of quicker up the scale that way. Whereas, if you start off the base, maybe 2 or 3 years before you then get pushed up to the next level. But here you do have a lot of skill, for sure.
There's a lot of stuff that obviously isn't just food you're making, it's keeping things organised, eating organised, making sure you've got all your meals on place ready, time management, all these things are super, super important for chefs, and that's something that we always aim to get the students to understand. We want them to feel as comfortable as they can once they leave us and go into the industry, so the chefs obviously do a lot to make sure that the students are progressing the way that they should be while they're there.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think the possibility is like what cuisines, like French, Japanese sauce,
I mean, yes, I think once you've got the technique, I'm sure, absolutely. I think fusion is definitely a thing that's coming around more and more. I think that once what we do is, especially in basic level, we provide you with the foundational skills. And once you've got the techniques now, you understand food, you understand heat, you understand the five flavors. Then, of course, actually, as Chef was saying, the superior level, it is kind of up to you to create, put your own spin on stuff. So it's quite a nice place to do that because you don't need that directly.
Yeah, the last term it's not classic French cooking. It's very open world cooking on the last term. So, I mean, I've been lucky enough to travel the world, same set of knives. You get on a plane and wherever you land, you get your knives out, and a carrot is a carrot, a tomato is a tomato, and you just learn as you go along. Yeah, go travel the world, I say. Go and do it.
Yes.
There's a lot of bad press about toxicity in the restaurant. What's the student environment like? Competitive
I mean, that's a question for Maria. I mean,
I think it's different depending on. Whatever group you're in, but I don't think that there is toxicity, and if so, chefs would of course address that. And it's never in like a negative way.
No, it is a good question. I think it's also, once you are sort of going to the industry, you do, it depends on the position as well. Myself, chef, I worked as a chef before, and it really depends on the restaurant. Some are nice, and some are hard to work with. But talking about the environment here, it's a nice environment, it's a teaching environment. So.
Yeah. I mean, I was only going to do 2 years, and I've been here 11. Hopefully that tells you a lot.
Alright guys, any more questions? Does anyone want any more food? Or, okay, so anyone that wants to come and do a tour of the school, follow me. And everyone else that doesn't want to come, just make your way down to the ground floor. And it's been a pleasure having you all here. Thank you so much.